Silent Night, written by Jack Sheffield, read by the author. The moral right of the author has been asserted. Prologue. Memories. Some are sharp and clear, like still cool water on a summer's day. Others like tattered rags of cirrus clouds, sweeping across a windswept winter sky, are lost for ever. Years come and go, but some stay in the mind. 1984 was such a time, and all because of a Christmas carol sung by a small girl. It was a song of innocence that touched the hearts of many, a poem of hope that resurrected a love that was lost, and set in motion the wheels of change. The autumn term was always my favourite, with the gradual build-up towards Harvest Festival, bonfire night, and finally the nativity plays and coloured lights of Christmas. In contrast, the spring term was often one of coughs and colds, dark nights and freezing weather, before Easter arrived, bringing new life to the hedgerows, while the summer term brought sunshine and sports days. This was the rhythm of our lives in the cycle of seasons. For me, Christmas was always the best. Each year, on the carousel of my teaching life, I grew older, whereas the children at Ragley School were always the same, rising 5s to 11-year-olds, for whom the magic of Christmas filled their waking thoughts. The academic year 1984-85 began quietly, on a perfect morning, when late summer sunshine slanted in through the windows of our Victorian school. It was Saturday, 1st of September, and I was sitting at my desk in the school office. The beginning of the autumn term for the children of the village was 2 days away, and I was responding to the many letters from County Hall. I sighed. It was the usual collection of health and safety regulations, budget cuts, curriculum reforms, a list of newly appointed advisers, and even recommended room temperatures. Some things never changed. I sat back and reflected on the school holiday that was now almost over. My wife, Beth, like me, a village school head teacher, had visited her parents in Hampshire the previous week for a short break with our year-old son, John William. She was returning that evening with the surprising news that her sister, Laura, had decided to leave suddenly for a new life in Sydney, Australia. Beth didn't want to discuss it over the telephone. Apparently, it was complicated. Meanwhile, on the office wall, the clock with its faded Roman numerals ticked on. In spite of the usual apprehension, I'd always found the dawn of a new school year to be an exciting time, but little did I know what lay in store. The end of a world I had come to love was threatening like a far-off thundercloud. However, hope is an elusive companion, an invisible friend who occasionally taps you on the shoulder and leads you by the hand towards a better future. So it was that I viewed the coming days with optimism. On that distant autumn day, all seemed calm as my 8th year as headmaster of Ragley-on-the Forest, Church of England Primary School in North Yorkshire, was about to begin. Up the Morton Road, the church clock chimed midday. I took a deep breath as I unlocked the bottom drawer of my desk, removed the large leather-bound school logbook, and opened it to the next clean page. Then I filled my fountain pen with black quink ink, wrote the date, and stared at the empty page. The record of another school year was about to begin. 7 years ago, the retiring headmaster, John Pruitt, had told me how to fill in the official school logbook. Just keep it simple, he said. Whatever you do, don't say what
Sample complete. Ready to continue?